Losing a loved one is never easy, but a Perry mom says losing your child to a drug overdose feels like a wound that may never heal. We've been reporting on the toll of the fentanyl epidemic in Houston County and across central Georgia.
Today, Fariha Abrar talked to that mom about how she wants to bring awareness to her family's experience, and she also wants families to notice signs and understands the risks by remembering the life of their oldest son, Christopher Hunter Ernst.
It's a shock that it happened to him. And if it happens to him, it's going to happen to other kids like him.
Gina Suko remembers her son as a shy mama's boy who made his whole family laugh and smile.
He knew he'd get the best reaction out of me, so I'd be laughing where I couldn't breathe. I'd be like crying, laughing, turning red because he was just hilarious.
Christopher grew up in Perry, where he went to Purdue Primary and Elementary, Mossy Creek Middle, and Perry High School. Graduating in 2019, he hoped to join the Air Force.
That was his goal. He wanted to go into the Air Force after he finished college.
But she says when he started hanging out with a different crowd, he began experimenting with drugs, and she knew he was in trouble.
He got caught with pot when he was 16 and marijuana. And I was like, what are you doing? Because we had talked about it and we were like a no drug home. It's just a plant, it's nothing wrong with it. And that may be true to some degree, but there are certain people that have that gene, that it's an addictive gene.
Suko thinks her son had that gene and put him into rehab when he was 18.
You might think it's okay to experiment and you may take that chance, but you could be that one that can't let go of it.
In June 2021, Christopher asked for help getting over his addiction. Mom took him to the hospital, but wishes there was a way to find resources to prevent him from dying young.
If they could give him at least a 72-hour hold like they do with people who threaten to harm themselves, the loved one's time to figure out what to do next or where they can go, because we didn't know where to take him, or we couldn't go back to where we had come from because it was so expensive.
Christopher died 6 days after asking for help. His mom and stepdad found him in his bedroom, overdosed on a fentanyl-laced drug. On Thursday, she walked into his room for the first time in 2 years.
That's where I have the guilt. It's like, what should I have done? And if there's any moms out there, that ask that question or even think to ask that question, it's whatever you can.
Reporting in Perry, Fariha Abrar, 13 WMAZ News.
Suko says she wants to thank Perry's first responders for being so caring and compassionate during the most painful moment of her life, the day she found Christopher's body. We reached out to the Houston County District Attorney's Office for updates on his death case.
And they say they are still investigating. If you know someone who is struggling with addiction, you can call the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Hotline at 1-800-662-4357. The Georgia Department of Public Health says 64% of all overdose deaths were synthetic fentanyl overdoses. In the district, that includes 14 central Georgia counties, they say the area had more than 1,700 deaths last year from fentanyl-laced drugs alone. In 2021, the district saw almost 1,400 deaths. Bibb and Houston counties logged the most deaths. They both had 26 deaths last year from the synthetic opioids like fentanyl.